You post something on your status, the next minute, someone jumps into your DM, begin to ask very invasive, very sarcastic, very irrelevant question. Why? Are you jobless? Are you why? Like what happens to just viewing someone's status and keeping it moving? You don't need to know. You don't have to know. You don't have to ask. Especially when you're not even close to these people. You guys are not friends. You're probably an acquaintance from afar, maybe your colleague or something you guys knew from one way or the other. And someone posts, you want to know, you want to ask. And you're not just asking for good reasons. You don't have good intentions. You just want to know. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to NENEVERSE. If you are just scrolling by the street of YouTube and you stumbled on this video, please be my guest. Do me the honor of clicking the subscribe button. Welcome to the green community. Right here on NENEVERSE, I talk about lifestyle, I discuss self-improvement, I talk about relationships, life, and everything in between. If you are interested in any of these, please do me the honor of clicking the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so you would be the first to know every time we drop a video. You would love it here, I promise you. Right in today's video, we're going to be discussing a very important topic, or a topic that is very important to me, which is boundaries. And we're going to be speaking specifically on questions that you should never ask anyone, or questions I feel that you shouldn't ask people except you want to be blocked, except you want to be ghosted, or plain old judged. Okay, so some of these questions might seem harmless, but trust me, they have damaging effect to the person being questioned or the person even asking the questions. Okay, that is what we're going to be discussing in this video, and I have 8 on my list. I'm going to be giving you 8 questions I feel that you shouldn't ask people except you want to either be blocked, you want to be ghosted, you want to be plain or judged. Okay, without further ado, let's jump right into today's video and see what we've got to talk about. Number 1 on my list is, how much do you make? Have you ever been asked this question? Has anyone asked you this question? From the blues, maybe you guys are discussing or having a conversation and this question just pops up. How much do you make? Okay, so maybe someone who is talking to you or wants to start get to know things about you, or someone you're just meeting for the first time, you guys are trying to know each other, or like a friendship or like a group or something, and then someone comes up with, how much do you make? How much do you earn? As much as this question might seem harmless, okay, I feel like this question is very intrusive. It is not only intrusive, it is very irrelevant in certain circumstances. Sometimes this question is about your worth. They want to weigh you, they want to put you on a certain pedestal, okay, to know if this is who I want to roll with, if this person, talking to this person, is worth it, talking to this person is not worth it. They want to know if you are an odogu or you are an odogress. You get the point. Most people ask these questions for selfish reasons. Most people ask these questions because they want to size you up, they want to weigh you, they want to know whether or not they can give you their time. They want to know whether or not you are worth talking to. They want to find out whether or not you're wasting their time talking to you. So when they find out how much you earn, they size you up, they weigh you, and then that determines whether or not we're going to continue in this relationship, in this friendship, or we are moving forward to the next level. Except you are a financial advisor, except you are a tax consultant, except you are a HR manager, for a new job I just applied and I'm about to get into, and you're asking me my salary in my next or my previous job. I don't think it is your business asking people how much they make. I don't think it is your business asking people how much they earn. I mean, if you care about these people, if you love them like you say you do, this question shouldn't be one or top of your list. There are so many questions to ask people to get to know them. How much they earn, their finance shouldn't be number 1 on the list. So if someone is asking you this question, or you go about finding out how much people earn to determine whether or not they are worth your time, they are worth your the relationship, they are worth whatever it is, the person probably needs from you or wants from you, then You should probably retrace yourselves. This is not a question. It is not a relevant question. It is not just intrusive. It is very irrelevant, and it gives the vibe of, you get the point. Except we are getting married, except we have a very serious relationship going on between us, except you have my best interest at heart, except you are looking out for me. I don't think this question is very important. I do not think this question is very important. I don't know. Tell me in the comment section. Do you think someone asking you how much you earn is one of the questions or relevant questions someone should ask you, finding out about you, getting to know you? What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Is it a relevant question? Is it a good question to go about asking people? I mean, we're not talking about your friends right now. We're not talking about your people who are in your corner. We're talking about people, someone who's getting to know you, someone who probably doesn't know you at all, maybe an acquaintance or something. And then they come up with a question of, how much do you earn? How much does the job pay you? Sometimes they don't do this directly, they do it indirectly. They want you to tell them everything surrounding your job, your business. They just don't know how to ask the question, so they do it indirectly. But you just have to end up telling them how much so that everybody will just rest and keep it moving. But trust me, this question is very relevant. It gives the gold digger vibes. It gives the, you want to size up the person. It gives the vibe of you want to know how much this person is worth. I mean, that is good to an extent, but I kind of feel like on face value, it is very irrelevant, except you do not have like good intentions for this person, or there's just another reason. But yeah, that's number one on my list. Number two on my list is, when are you getting married, or why aren't you married yet? So when I was putting this down, I thought about it. I'm like, I don't think anyone has actually asked me this question, but I have people. I've also seen on the internet, on social media, where people are saying they're being pressured. People are asking them, "What's keeping you? Why aren't you married? You're supposed to be in your husband's house. You're supposed to have a wife now. You're supposed to have kids and all whatnot." I love marriage. I love the idea of marriage. I love the union of marriage. I love relationships. I am a lover girl. I am a lover's girl. So I love relationship. I love the union. I love marriage. I love the idea. I will give in my best. Okay. So if you go about asking people why are they not married, what is keeping them from getting married? They ought to be married. Don't you think you're being extra? Don't you think you're being a lot? Don't you think you're not minding your business? Because there are so many reasons why a lot of people are not married. There are so many reasons why a lot of people may not want to be married. There's so many reasons a lot of people just want to be single. Now, when you ask this question, you're giving people the impression that singlehood is a disease. You're giving people the impression that singlehood is a problem. You're giving people the impression that marriage is the ultimate best. Mind you, I said earlier that I love marriage. I want to be married. I will be married to the best man, to a kind man, to the sweetest man in the world. Okay. But then again, going about asking people why they're not married or when they are getting married, that is out of your lane. That is out of your business. That is not your business. Okay, so I think this is mostly rampant with aunties, uncles, married girls, married ladies. They ask their friends, when are you getting married? What's stuff about your relationship? People ask these questions with good intentions sometimes, but I kind of feel like a stranger walking up to somebody, or asking someone from the blues, like, why aren't you married? When are you getting married? Why do you ask people that kind of question? I mean, that is supposed to be their personal life, right? They might just have a reason. Probably do not even want to be married. They probably don't even like marriage. They probably are waiting. Probably waiting for the best person. The fact that you are married doesn't mean that you married the right person or you married the love of your life. We all know that, right? You might probably be enduring in your marriage, you might probably be managing and all whatnot. And then in that your management, you're looking out for someone else and then asking them why they aren't married. Are you serious? In this 21st century, It simply implies that there is something wrong with being single and marriage is the ultimate goal. Newsflash, this is 2020, this is 2025 and this is the 21st century. People have different goals, people have different priorities, people have different things they want to do. Okay, so asking people that question is not just intrusive, it is very insensitive if you ask me. Very insensitive. Of course, you're probably projecting yourself or projecting what you think should be for those people instead of minding your business or minding the business that pays you. The question, why aren't you married? When are you getting married? Mostly from parents. I hear parents also ask their children that question. I don't think you should be asking your children that question. And I'm very grateful for my family because I don't think I've ever had that question. I've never been asked that question. My sister has never been asked that question. Like my siblings, we've never had that. I think the best my parents would do is, when they're speaking to you on the phone, when you probably send them money or you talk to them, when the call is about to end, they'll add at the end of the call, they'll pray for you and be like, I pray that you have a very good husband. I pray for the best husband for you. And I've never heard that parents push their children to get married or ask them why they aren't married. That's insensitive. That is very intrusive, you guys. 2025. No, you guys should do better. This is number two on my list. The question I feel like you don't go about asking people this question. People have different priorities, different values, different things they want to do. Please let people be. Number three on my list is, why are you not having kids? Why don't you have kids? Why are you not pregnant? Oh my God. You guys, you guys need to stop. You guys need to really stop already. Like, someone is married in the next few months. Some people are already asking questions. Are you pregnant? I'm seeing some baby bump. All these womb watchers and all whatnot. Come on, you guys can do better. There are so many reasons people do not have kids. It could be personal reasons, it could be infertility reasons. Asking that question is very insensitive, it is very intrusive. You're not just being curious, you don't have their interest at heart. You don't have good, intentions for these people. These people you're asking these questions, you don't have good intentions for them, and that's the truth. No matter how you guys want to twist it, walking up to someone who just got married and asking them when they're having kids or why they don't have kids is very insensitive. That's a question no one should ask anyone except they want to be blocked, except they really want to be ghosted, except they want to be judged. Really, how do you ask people whether or not you don't have kids? Why aren't you minding your business? Why? Like, do you think those people wouldn't go home and think about their situation? Do you think those people will not go home and think about their, the reason why they don't have kids? What if it's just for personal reasons? What if they just don't want to have kids? What if they don't even like kids? What if they just want to be married and just for the sake of companionship, they just love each other, they just want to travel the world, have fun, love each other, experience life together. What if having babies is not part of their marriage, whatever they want? These are two adults that came together and decided to be married. Why is them not having kids your problem? Why have you made it your problem? Why are you insensitive? Why? This is number three on my list. Asking people when they are getting pregnant, why they don't have babies yet, or what's keeping them from having babies is very insensitive, and it's a number three question. I feel like you shouldn't ask anyone except you really want to be blocked, except you want to be ghosted, except you want to be plainly judged. I will judge you. I will judge you. If I see you asking someone this question, I will judge you. Number four on my list is, why did you break up with your ex? Did you hear what I said? Why did you break up with your ex? First of all, I want to say that I blame whoever told you about their relationships in the first place. So I blame them. I put the blame on them for letting you know that there's a relationship existing somewhere. Because if you didn't know, I don't think you would have the audacity to be in someone's DM, or you see someone outside and ask them why they broke up with their ex. You're not friends with this person, you're just an acquaintance. You are just an acquaintance. Why? This question is not just intrusive again, it is very insensitive, it is very irrelevant to you. Breakups are very painful and also very personal. It is not anyone's business to find out or to know or tell you why they ended the relationship, why a relationship they were in ended. Why are you asking? I mean, some people ask out of curiosity, to find out this your person that you've been flaunting, that you've been in love with. We don't hear about this person anymore. So what's up? Tell us. They just want to know. They don't have good intentions. Why would you walk up to somebody and ask that kind of question? You're not friends with them. You don't have good intentions for them. Why are you asking such question if you're not being if you have a business that pays you to if you have a business that pays you, and then why are you no longer talking to this person? Why are you not talking to this person? Why are you not friends with this person? I mean, you guys don't talk anymore. You don't talk about this your friends anymore. You don't roll with this your friends anymore. Are you guys still cool? Are you guys still, now? Um, why? Why? I mean, that's plainly not your business. If you ask me that question, I don't think you should go about asking people that question. The friendship may have ended for a reason best known to the two people who were in the friendship or in the relationship. Why do you want to know? I usually ask myself this question, like, when you get the answer to this question you're asking, what next? There's nothing next. There's nothing else. It means you just want to know. It means you're nosy. It means you just want to know everything happening in someone else's life. That question shouldn't be asked. That's number 4 on my list. One of the questions no one should ask anyone. Don't ever ask people about their friendships that ended, their relationships that ended. They might be hurting, they might be healing, they might be in their healing process, they might be trying to, process the whole thing. And then you ask that very insensitive question. How do you want that to go with those people? You guys, what happened to your emotional intelligence? Please. Number 5 on my list is, why did you dress like that? Why do you dress like that? This question is very judgmental, if you all agree with me or not. This question is very judgmental. Did you dress like this? Or why are you dressed like this? A person's way of dressing, a person's choice of clothing is their business, is their problem, is their personal problem, not yours, not anyone else's problem. So asking people why they dress the way they do is judgmental. It means that you want them to dress a certain way, but you're dressing another kind of way that is different from how you want them to dress. So because they're not dressing the way you want them to dress, or they're not dressed how you want them to dress, you ask them that very judgmental question. Why do you dress the way you do? Why are you dressed like this? Except someone is asking for fashion advice, it is best to keep your opinion to yourself. If the person hasn't come to meet you to ask you for fashion advice, except you're a fashion police, except, you know, keep your opinion to yourself. People dress how they dress for different reasons. Could be fashion, could be style, it could be, you know, telling them or asking them why they dress the way they dressed or they dress. It's a very relevant question that is not your business. Why are you asking? You're probably being sarcastic, you're probably being judgmental, you're probably indirectly telling them they are dressed, they're not well dressed. You're probably telling them that they don't know how to dress. You're probably telling them that they can do better. They know, right? The funny thing is that they know. They came out of their houses dressed that way. Don't you think they could have, don't you think they would have, looked at the mirror, or don't you think they could have, looked at themselves in the mirror before stepping out of their house? They saw themselves. They dressed the way they wanted to dress. So what makes you think that your opinion matters? This is a question you should never go about asking people. It is very irrelevant. It is very intrusive. It is not your business, by the way. Don't ask people this question, please. You're probably asking them that question for different reasons. Maybe they're not wearing designers. Maybe they're wearing trips. Maybe they're wearing, maybe you just want to tell them they're wearing something cheap and you don't know how to go about it. You just come straight and tell them, why did you dress the way you dressed? Why you dressed like this? So much judgment. You guys can do better. Jeez. Another one on my list is, why do you still live in your parents' house? You guys, you guys, have you actually ever been asked that question? Hey, okay, first off, there's so many reasons why people live in their parents' houses. So many different reasons. From financial constraints to being close to their family not wanting them to be far away from them, job opportunities that's probably close to the house. So many reasons. So asking an adult why they're still in their parents' house is not just irrelevant, it is also very ignorant. Because why? There are so many reasons. Do you know how much rent costs? Do you know how much rent costs in 2025? If you can actually be in your parents' house, please be in your parents' house. If you can be with someone's court, if you can manage with somebody, please do. Don't let people asking you this question make you, put you under pressure, make you do things you do not want to do. The money you would use to rent an apartment, you can actually use it to take care of yourself, take care of your family or something. If you can stay in your family house, if you have something doing around that area and you think that's the best place for you to be and you will be comfortable, please by all means remain in your father's house, remain in your parents' house till you figure it out, till you're sure that you want to take the next step outside. This question, you guys, this is a question no one should ask anyone, except you want to be blocked, except you want to be ghosted, except you want to be plain old judged. I'm sure that's not what you want. So please stop asking people why they are still in their parents' houses. Do you want to pay their rent? Do you have a place for them to stay? Why? Number seven on my list is, questions from the things you post on your status. Questions on the things you post on social media. You know what's even worse than people who are nosy to you in person is people who are nosy, from the things you post on social media. I think this is even worse than being nosy in person. This is worse than being nosy in person. You post something on your status, the next minute someone jumps into your DM, begin to ask very invasive, very sarcastic, very irrelevant question. I have an experience with this one. I have so many experiences with this one. Why? Are you jobless? Are you why? Like what happens to just viewing someone's status and keeping it moving? You don't need to know. You don't have to know. You don't have to ask. Especially when you're not even close to these people. You guys are not friends. You're probably an acquaintance from afar, maybe your colleague or something you guys knew from one way or the other. And someone posts, you want to know, you want to ask. And you're not just asking for good reasons. You don't have good intentions. You just want to know. You just want to be nosy. I always ask this question. When you find out the answer, what do you use it for? What next? Is it like some sort of satisfaction? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel okay? Please tell me in the comment section. When people ask you the question, based off of what you post, and they come into your DM to ask you sarcastic questions, very irrelevant questions that they wouldn't use the answer for anything. What does it do to these people? What does it do for them? Does it give them from like form of satisfaction? Do they feel fulfilled? Or is it just the fact that they know this about you right now, so they're very okay? Is it for another reason? Because trust me, this is a question that no one should go about asking. I just hope that I'm not being misinterpreted from what I have been saying or what I am saying. I just hope that someone understands this from a a point of view, like where I'm coming from, or the point I'm trying to drive home. There are people who ask very irrelevant questions. These questions will not neither add money to their accounts. This question will not improve their lives. This question is just for being nosy. You just want to know. Now, if you know, what are you going to use the answer for? Please. And the funny thing is that so many people that might see this video might just put themselves, see themselves from the other side. I need you to put yourself as the person who is asking the irrelevant question. Why do you ask irrelevant questions? Why? What does it do for you? I mean, everybody's probably going to see this video and be like, ah, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they go about doing. Are you sure you don't do that too? I mean, are you sure you do not do that too? So asking people irrelevant questions based off of what they post on social media is a question you shouldn't go about asking people, except you want to be blocked, except you want to be ghosted, except you want to be plain judged. For me, I delete your contacts because, come on, you can't be asking those kind of questions. They're very relevant to you, so you don't need answers, except there's something else you're not telling us. The last one on my list, the last one on my list is, how much did you buy this? How much does this cost? How much does your hair cost? Your shoes, how much do they cost? Your bag, how much does it cost? Your phone, what's the worth? You know, don't get it twisted. People ask these questions for genuine reasons, okay? But this video is for people who ask these questions for, for the sake of curiosity, for the sake of, being nosy and all whatnot. This is what this video is about. Maybe in another video we can talk about people who ask genuine questions and why they shouldn't be, taken seriously, or why it shouldn't be a big deal. But this particular video is for people who are nosy, people who ask questions for irrelevant reasons, people who ask questions because they just want to know, and I don't know, feel good about themselves, or just have an information. I have no idea. This is what this video is about. So for people who go about asking people, how much does this cost? You got this, what's the cost? They just want to probably weigh you or size you up or find out stuff about you, whether it's worth it. If you understand what I am saying, there are people like that. They just want to know how much you bought what you bought. They just want to know what you're wearing, how much it is worth, to size you up. I mean, you're walking into a place, maybe a place full of girls, group of girls, and you walk into that place. They're looking at you from head to toe, your legs, your shoes, your hand, your phone, your hair. They are already calculating to be sure you can measure up. Why? Why do you ask people questions, asking them how much what they wear is worth? How much is your bag? How much is your dish, your car that you bought? How much is it? Are you guys, you guys, why? This is a question you should not go about asking people, except you want to be blocked, except you want to really, be ghosted, or you want your contact deleted. You want people to snub you, because those are very irrelevant questions. Very irrelevant questions that people shouldn't go about asking people. There's something called minding your business. But there are people who genuinely ask because they want to know and probably get the same thing, or know where you got it from and they want to get it too. But there are a lot of people who ask, they want to weigh you, they want to size you up. You probably tell them that you got this from thrift market or something. Your worth just reduces like immediately. They just put you under, because you just, why? You guys, you guys, stop being what you're not. Stop stop pressuring people. Stop putting people, under unnecessary pressure. Stop being a bad egg. You can do better. You can actually do better, you guys. You can do better. Yeah, right. So this is the last on my list, and I'm going to be giving you tips on how to deal with people who are nosy. Tips on how to deal with nosy people. Number one tips on how to deal with nosy people is, you're not obligated to respond. That's number one on my list. If you know me too well, I'm good. I mean, I don't know if that's bad. I'm actually good at ignoring people, especially when you ask irrelevant questions, when you ask sarcastic questions. I either respond to you sarcastically, or I do not respond at all. So you're not obligated to respond. You don't owe anyone an explanation, especially when it has to do with you. When they're asking you questions, irrelevant questions that has to do with you, that you know that this question is irrelevant to this person and they don't need to ask. Trust me, you're not obligated to respond. Number two, way on how to deal with nosy people is set boundaries. Okay, when someone asks you questions or so many questions, you know this person for asking you questions that are irrelevant, questions regarding yourself, concerning you, your personal life. You can just simply tell them that you're not comfortable having that conversation with them, or simply ignore, simply let them be, simply not respond at all. Set boundaries, let them know you're not comfortable having that conversation with them. You guys have not gotten to that level as friends. You don't need to ask me that question, and keep it moving. Another way to deal with nosy people is practice self-care. Remember that remember that your mental health is very important to you. So simply do not deal with nosy people. Find a way around it. Know how to, prioritize your mental health, and don't let nosy people get to you. And the last one on my list on how to deal with nosy people, you already know, it's either you're deleting their contacts or you're blocking them straight away. It's straightforward. It's straightforward, actually, very straightforward. When someone has consistently asked you irrelevant questions regarding you, the things you post, things about you, things that don't relate to them, things that are not their business, they keep asking you, they're asking you these questions. They want to know, they want to find out, they want to know the next thing you want to do. There's a particular person I had like that. I recently deleted this person's contact. You're asking me questions around everything about my life. Why? We're not that close. We're not friends. Don't be that way. I'll delete your contact and that's it. So better do better. You don't have to point out someone's acne. You don't have to point out someone's dark cycles. You don't have to point out someone's skin complexion that is bad. You don't have to point out someone's, walking steps, posture. You don't have to point out someone's big belly. You don't have to point out someone's flat ass. You don't have to point out someone's, things that are not, straight with this person. Trust me, they know. They know. They know. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to be that person. You can just shush and keep it moving. You don't have to be that person. The world is already difficult. Life is hard. Don't make it harder for the next person. Mind your business and keep it moving. So here you have it, guys. These are my 8 questions you should never ask anyone, except you want to be blocked, except you want to be ghosted, except you want to be ignored, except you want to be plain judged. Prioritize your mental health. If someone asks you a question, you're not comfortable answering, you find it irrelevant, you find it very insensitive, keep it moving. Set boundaries. And for you asking all of those irrelevant questions, are you okay though? Do you need some therapy or something? Do you need help? Please, life is hard. Don't make it harder for the next person. Mind your business, mind the business that pays you, and keep it moving. Life is difficult, you guys. The best you can do is to be kind to the next person. Spread love, spread kindness, love your neighbor, be good to the next person. I mean, you don't have to be friends with everybody. You don't also have to ask people irrelevant questions that don't concern you, questions that are very irrelevant to you, except you're being nosy. Please, we should all do better, and so we can become the best version of ourselves. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you learned one or two, please give us a thumbs up. We'll see you in our next video. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I always say this, and I'm not capping. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you are yet to, share this video, comment. Let's see you in the comments so that this video can get to so many other people. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I love you so much. I'll see you next time in my next one. Mwah. Bye.
We hit the club and his cups full of jealous. We in the bag and we mugging the deal. And I'm in a bad bitch and I got it, deal. Oh yeah, I'm still saying